Wow, it's been a while. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam, and today's video is going to be a long overdue October and November wrap up. So I'm back, I guess. A lot happened in the last couple months. I can't even remember the last time I posted a video. The last video that I posted was on November 12th, but it was a pre-filmed video that I think I did like in the beginning of November. Yeah, and we are close to Christmas right now, which is nuts. It's crazy. So a lot happened at work, specifically the new variant is here, and basically it was a shit show at work. I work in an elementary school. I'm a teacher, if you didn't know, but yeah, that was a shit show. That was just crazy time. So I was extremely busy at work, and also my computer was not broken. Well, I had to replace my battery on my MacBook, and yeah, because it couldn't keep its charge. So it was really hard for me to edit on a computer that doesn't keep its charge. It was not convenient. So yeah, so I didn't film, and I didn't felt like filming. I was exhausted. I was really tired. I was kind of a reading some too, so I had like no motivation whatsoever to just sit and read. It was really hard for me to just read physically, so filming videos was just not right for me at the moment. And now today I wanted to. And so for my comeback, the logic video to do is to do a wrap up of what I've read in the last 2 months, so I can jump right into like the end of the year videos and videos for the new year, all that thing. So yeah, gonna start with my October wrap up, then I'm gonna go to my November, but yeah, crazy. So in the month of October I read 6 books, so I read those 5, and My Heart is a Chinsa. So yeah, didn't achieve my DBR, but it's not important. I was just not in the right mindset to just do it. Anyway, the first book that I finished in the month of October was My Best Friend Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I listened to the audiobook, and the audiobook was pretty good. It was not like amazing or whatever, but it was pretty good. And I really enjoyed the story. That's what I can remember. I really love the characters too. I think I was really intrigued at what was really going on. Sorry if you can hear my boyfriend, he's playing video games, but yeah. I really enjoyed this book. I definitely want to read more by Grady Hendrix, for sure. I thought it would have been more spooky. It was just at some points, some places like disgusting. It was not like extremely scary, which is fine because I do not watch horror movies, you know. I'm really scared of everything, so this was like a perfect amount of horror for me to read it at night and not be like terrified to go to bed, you know. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Next I read Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. I listened to that one also on audiobook, and I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. I was disappointed, to be honest. I thought I would like this more than I did. Maybe I had too high expectation. I really love witches. I really love like witchcraft. I really love also mythology and do with like other culture and also folklore of other culture and their myths and legends. And I thought it would be more, to be honest. This is going to be part of a series. It's the first book in a series. I just don't know yet if I'm going to continue on with it, which is sad. It was good. It was just not as good as I thought it would be. So yeah, so that's my opinion. Yeah, I'm really disappointed. I really wanted to love that book. So I'm mad. I read 7 books this month. Anyway, After that, I read My Heart is a Chinsa by Stephen Graham Jones. This I also listened to the audiobook, and for that one I gave it a 3 out of 5 star. Again, I was disappointed. I think my expectation was too high. I thought this book would have been like phenomenal and like incredible, and yeah, pretty much all I can remember is like the main character is really annoying. I love a unlikable, unreliable character, like main character, but she made me confused the entire time. I was so confused. I was not understanding what was going on. Maybe it's because the audiobook didn't really work for me. I would like to buy the physical copy to actually read it physically. Maybe I would have absorbed and comprehend the story better that way. Maybe the audiobook was just not it for me. There was a lot of reference of slashers, and you know, I don't watch horror movies. I didn't really understand the reference. I know like what a final girl is, but like that's pretty much it. So yeah, and there was kind of this paranormal thing going on, and I don't know. I was really, really, really confused. I would like to give it another try in the future. I really want to, like I said, buy the physical copy and read it physically. And after that, I'm going to be able to say if I really liked it or it was just a fluke this time in the month of October. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, I finally finished The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I started this book in May, and I finally finished it in October. I know. It took me 150 days to finish this book. Not because it was not good, just because I didn't felt like reading it. I don't know. I had to push through. I really, really enjoyed it. For real. I give this one a 5 out of 5 star. This was amazing. This was such a good second book in a series. When the first one really ended abruptly, I'm really, in my opinion, I really, really enjoyed the second one. We're a year after, a couple months after the end of the first book. This one was really political, and Vin also explore more of her powers, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. And I really loved the fact that there was this like mystery going on. Like I didn't know who to trust anymore, and I really, really, really enjoy that aspect of the book. It was amazing. I can't wait to read The Hero of Ages, the third one. Yeah, I can't wait. But this one was amazing. I don't know what took me so long, but it was amazing. Next, I read 21 Things You May Not Know About the Indian Act by Bob Joseph. So this is a nonfiction about the Indian Act, which is an act in Canada that is still there, even though the UN has considered this act to be racist and not ethically correct. Yeah, but it's still there. And I really, really, really enjoyed it. If you are Canadian, you have to read it to truly understand what Indigenous people have been going through, and are still going through. I don't know if you know this fact, but the last residential school that closed was in 1996. I was born in 1994. I was born and there were still residential schools. This is outrageous. This is disgusting. And yeah, I think every Canadian should read this. I think everyone pretty much should read this, but especially Canadians, just to understand more what indigenous people are going through. It's disgusting, and yeah, we have to do better. We have to do better, people. We have to do better. especially white people, especially white people in power. We have to do better. I'm going to pass this book along to my friends and family so they can read it and we can discuss it and just do better collectively. I want this book to be read by everyone, at least every Canadian. But yeah, this should be mandatory in schools, like. And I will personally talk about this book and the Indian Act and how it's hurtful and how it's disgusting to my students. My students are around 10, 11 years old, and I'm gonna talk about this for sure. For sure. I want to educate them to be good people. So yeah, I'm gonna use this for sure. After that, I read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I listened to the audiobook that I want, and that one was a reread for me. The first time I read that book was when I was in high school. I read it in French with the really disgusting title that they finally changed, I think, this year or last year, which is outrageous. But yeah, I listened to the audiobook. I quite enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 star. It's a good classic mystery whodunit kind of book. And yeah, I didn't remember who was the bad guy, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, quite enjoyed it. I want to read more by Agatha Christie. Yeah, she's like, you know, a classic of thriller mysteries, so I want to read more from her. And finally, in October, I read The Widow by Fiona Barton. I give this one a 3 out of 5 star. I listened to the audiobook for that one too. You know, audiobooks were my lifesaver in October and November. You will see. But yeah, I listened to that one. I give it a 3 out of 5 star because I pretty much predicted everything that happened. All the plot twists and all the the reveals. I knew all of them. I knew all of them. So I anticipated all of them. So it's a 3 out of 5 star because I still enjoyed myself. I still think it was interesting, and I might continue with the series because this is part of a series. Like, we're following a journalist, but we'll see. Like, it's not my main priority, you know. But yeah, it was a okay Mr. Thriller, just a okay. So November was worse than October. I read 5 books in November, but it was a good month reading wise. The first book that I read was Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I give this one a 5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing. Oh my god. Amazing. Seriously, like, I have no words. Okay, this was immaculate. This was perfect. This made me feel so many emotions in so little time. It's crazy. It was a roller coaster of emotions inside of me while reading this book. Insane. Loved it. Okay, I loved it. 5 out of 5 star. I can't wait to read Kingdom of Ash because, you know, Tower of Dawn is pretty much like, yes, it's the 6 books in the series, but it takes place at the same time as Empire of Storms. So yeah, and with the ending of Empire of Storms, can't wait to read Kingdom of Ash. I can't believe this ending. I can't. I'm dying. I'm so invested. This was amazing. 5 out of 5 star. I love those characters so much. Next, I read When Jack by Joseph Boyden. This is a really, really short book, but this was so impactful and so good and so important. Broke my heart in a million pieces. 5 out of 5 star, of course. In this one, we're following 3 young Indigenous boys that are trying to escape and trying to get out of a residential school and trying to get back to their family. And this was and this was heartbreaking. Yeah, but it was so well written. Like, there's so little words. Like, it's really written in big letters. It's really small, but this was amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. So sad. Next, I read I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. I listened to the audiobook for that one, and this is my fourth true crime book that I've read in my entire life, and I quite enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the other three ones, maybe because the other three ones were written in French and were about mostly French Canadian cases, and this one was set in the US, but I still enjoyed it. I still love the facts about it. I really learned a lot about the Golden State Killer in this one, because I actually didn't know really anything about this killer, this serial killer. So quite enjoyed it, but yeah, I'm really glad that I read it. It was entertaining. Yeah, that's all I can say, pretty much. Next, I read To Be Thought If Fortunate by Becky Chambers, and this was a 5 out of 5 star. Oh my god. This was amazing. This was so good. This was perfect. Okay, this was absolutely perfect. I loved it. It's so short, so short, but there's so much going on into this one, and Becky Chambers is really good with her characters. That's her strength. She's just really good with characters. She writes them to be so interesting and so complex, and the relationships, she's good at that too. The relationships between the characters, it's amazing. And in this one it was even better, and in this one it was really well made. I really want to reread it. Probably gonna do it in 2022. Loved it. I just love Becky Chambers' writing. It's perfect for sci-fi. It's awesome. It's cute, but it's sad at the same time, and it's beautiful. It's just so many emotions, really. So good. Next, I read The Other People by C.J. Tudor, and I listened to the audiobook for that one. And for that one, I gave a 4 out of 5 star. I quite enjoyed it. There were some twists and turns that I did predict, but there were other ones that I didn't predict. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the characters too. They were well written, and this was a good thriller. I want to read more by C.J. Tudor. So yeah, it's a good thing. And finally, the last book that I read in November was The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Quite enjoyed that one. I listened to the audiobook for that one, but I still read it like kind of physically to tab some places. Yeah, I started to declutter my house after reading that book. I made myself a calendar of what to declutter each day that I'm in my Christmas vacation. So that's my plan for this vacation, just to declutter. Anyway, we can't do anything because of COVID, Yeah, we're not in lockdown here in Quebec, but we're almost. So yeah, I'm just going to declutter my house and feel great in it. And thank you, Marie Kondo. And yes, this is a book that I'm gonna revisit from time to time. I know for sure. But yeah, this was life-changing. The title is right. It's life-changing. Really great. So this is it, guys, for my comeback on YouTube after like a month of not posting any videos and not really being active. I'm back with my October and November wrap up. I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in a next one. Bye!